in Latin and cardia in Greek. It has anterior surface facies sternocastalis because it's attached to rib and sternum. Posteriorly, that is diaphragmatic surface facies diaphragmatica, and laterally here and here facies pulmonalis. Facies sternocastalis has groove between right and left ventricles, that is sulcus interventricularis anterior, and posteriorly we have sulcus interventricularis posterior in diaphragmatic surface, and the same in diaphragmatic surface. It is clear to see groove between atriums and ventricles, sulcus coronarius cordis. Heart consists of 4 chambers, 2 atriums, right and left atrium, and 2 ventricles, right and left ventricle. Each atrium has blind process, that is auricula dextrum and auricula sinistrum. Right auricle surround beginning of aorta, and left auricle surround beginning of pulmonary trunk. Right atrium, it receives blood from superior vena cava, it opens into right atrium. Inferior vena cava, the same, opens into right atrium. And it is opening of coronary sinus. This is large vein, that is proper vein of the heart, sinus coronarius cordis. And this sinus opens the same into right atrium. Another veins, anterior veins of the heart, smallest veins, the same opens into right atrium, but this opening very small. That is why we will not answer these openings next time. Just superior inferior vena cava and opening of coronary sinus. Left atrium, atrium sinistrum, it receives 4 pulmonary veins, 2 pulmonary veins on the left side and another 2 veins on the right side. Why pulmonary vein has red color? Because yes, they conduct oxygenated blood from lungs to left atrium. That is why it is veins. They are veins, but they have red color in this preparation because it has oxygenated blood. Between right and left atriums we have septum, interatrial septum, septum interatrial, and this septum has fossa ovalis. In adults it is fossa ovalis. In fetus, in this place we have opening foramen ovale, because blood from inferior vena cava, that is mixed blood, which is rich with the oxygen, which goes to right atrium, it passes from right atrium into left one through foramen ovale. But after the birth it's closed and we have fossa ovalis in septum between right and left atrium. Near of right auricle, that is auricula dextra, and between this auricle and superior vena cava here, in this place we have groove, sulcus terminalis, and this place inside of atrium has crest, crista terminalis, and inside of auricle we have specific muscles. They have name musculi pectinati. They are muscles in auricle, and in left auricle the same, we have musculi pectinati. Now, between atriums and ventricles we have openings, right and left atrioventricular opening, and these openings closed with the help of valves. On the right side, which valve? Tricuspid, and on the left? Bicuspid, or another name, mitral valve. Tricuspid valve consists of 3 cusps, cuspis anterior, cuspis posterior, and cuspis septalis, septal cusp. and 3 papillary muscles, musculus papillaris anterior, posterior, and septalis. And each papillary muscle gives chorda tendinae, and this chorda tendinae fixed wall of the cusp. And on the left side, only 2 cusps, anterior cusp and posterior cusp, and two papillary muscles, musculus papillaris anterior and posterior. Between ventricles, we have interventricular septum, septum interventriculare, and lower part of this septum, that is muscular part, pars muscularis, and upper part is membranous part, pars membranacea. Place where ventricle continues into large arteries, for example, right ventricle continues into pulmonary trunk, and left ventricle continues into aorta. It is in this place, smooth of ventricle, surface of ventricle is smooth, and it has name conus arteriosus. We have in both ventricles, conus arteriosus in right ventricle continues into pulmonary trunk, and conus arteriosus in left ventricle continues into aorta. Another part of the ventricle has trabecular carnea, and beginning of pulmonary trunk closed with the help of semilunar valve, valva semilunaris, this one. And this valve consists of 3 semilunar valvula, valvula semilunaris anterior in pulmonary trunk, and valvula semilunaris sinister and dexter. In aorta, the same 3 semilunar valvula, they are valvula semilunaris posterior and also right and left. In pulmonary trunk, anterior valvula, in aorta, posterior valvula, and both of them has right and left valvula. Next, wall of the heart has 3 codes. External code, that is epicardium, that is visceral layer of serous pericardium. We will speak a lot together with pericardium about this code. Middle code, that is muscular layer, and that is myocardium. And myocardium of atriums has 2 layers. External circular, it is common for both atriums, and in a longitudinal layer, it's own for each atrium. In ventricles, we have 3 layers in myocardium. External longitudinal of one ventricle on the apex continues into inner longitudinal in opposite ventricle. And superficial longitudinal of opposite ventricle continues into inner longitudinal of first ventricle. That is why external and internal layers of myocardium, they are longitudinal, and they common for both ventricles. And between them we have middle layer of circular muscles, and they are own for each ventricle. And inner layer, inner coat of the heart, that is endocardium, and double layer of endocardium makes cusps or semilunar valvula, participate in valves of the heart. Give me a pen or pencil. Thank you. My diagram is only for your understanding, not necessary to draw. That is conductive system of the heart. Conductive system. That is the heart, 4 chambers. It will right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, and left ventricle. That is right auricle, auricle dextra, and it is superior vena cava, vena cava superior. And first node, that is SA node, nodus sine atrialis. Its location of this node is in place between superior vena cava and right auricle in sulcus terminalis, under the epicardium. It is. That is location of SA node. And from here, impulses goes to both atriums, and after that atriums contract, and impulses the same goes to another node. That is AV node, yes, AV node. And location of AV node, look here, that is lower part of interatrial septum, that is, it is in lower part of interatrial septum, near of septal cusp of the tricuspid valve. It is tricuspid valve, and this is septal cusp, cuspis septalis, and above of this septal cusp, we in lower part of interatrial septum, we have AV node, nodus atrioventricularis, and from this node start bundle of Gies or fasciculus atrioventricularis. This fascicle goes to interventricular septum, and if you remember, I already said that lower part of this septum is muscular part, pars muscularis, and upper part, that is membranous part. And bundle of Gies goes in membranous part of this septum, and near of muscular part, it separates into two crus, right and left crus of bundle of Gies. And these two crus goes to the apex of the heart, and then continues into Purkinje fibers. Purkinje fibers. One again, conductive system of the heart consists of SA node, that is pacemaker, that is main node in conductive system. Second node is AV node, atrioventricular node. From this node start bundle of Gies, fasciculus atrioventricularis, continues into right and left crus of bundle of Gies, and they continues into Purkinje fibers. This conductive system is generate impulses and conduct these impulses to myocardium of atriums and myocardium of ventricles. Give me your textbook. Heart, chambers, structure and conducting system of the heart. Blood vessels, not necessary to prepare. We will speak next time about blood vessels and topography of blood. That is next Friday. And now in preparation, what we can see here. First of all, necessary to take heart correct. How to do it? In front, anteriorly, should be pulmonary trunk. This is pulmonary trunk and aorta. They are anteriorly. That is why this surface is facies sterna costalis, and this surface is facies diaphragmatica, diaphragmatic surface. And this groove is sulcus coronarius cordis. It is groove between atriums and ventricles. It is this chamber, this is left atrium, and this chamber, that is right atrium. And now this opening, that is inferior vena cava. Now that is right auricle, and above of right auricle, that is superior vena cava. Clear? And between them, between auricle and superior vena cava, it is sulcus terminalis, and in this place should be SA node, nodus sine atrialis. Next, it is broken openings of pulmonary veins. Should be two openings, two right pulmonary veins, and on the left side there's another two pulmonary veins. Should be here. I think it is one of the left pulmonary vein, and should be here another. This is another pulmonary vein. Two pulmonary veins on the left side and another 2 on the right side. Here it is aorta, and that is pulmonary trunk. And pulmonary trunk subdivides into right and left pulmonary arteries. Pulmonary arteries. Here it is left, and should be here right pulmonary artery. Here it is. This is right pulmonary artery, and this is left pulmonary artery. They are terminal branches of truncus pulmonalis. Now, look here. That is left ventricle and bicuspid valve. Here it is posterior cusp, and this is anterior. It is papillary muscle, anterior papillary, posterior papillary muscle, and chorda tendina. And this is beginning of aorta. This sharp surface of ventricle, that is trabecula carnea, and you can see smooth surface in atrium, in left atrium. On the right side, here it is tricuspid valve, that is posterior cusp, here it is anterior cusp, and this one septal cusp. And now I take interatrial septum. Here it is right atrium, this one is left atrium, and between them septum interatriale, and we can see here fossa avalis. This is fossa avalis. And below of fossa avalis we can see opening of coronary sinus, sinus coronarius cordis. Sinus coronarius cordis. Here, fossa avalis and opening of coronary sinus. Fossa avalis here, and this is opening of coronary sinus. And this is interatrial septum. Here it is septal cusp of tricuspid valve, and above of this septal cusp, in lower part of interatrial septum, under the endocardium, we have AV node, nodus atrioventricularis. Well, your questions?
We're going to have a mini exam of these also?
Yes, but it will in, I think, at the end of May. Heart and arteries, maybe veins, I don't remember. Heart and arteries, it will